thought I would toss out one more fun reading before I go. So, because there's this UFO report coming out next month, right? I need to read that. So, let's see what they have in mind for us. So, you know, obviously you wonder, why now? Are they preparing for something? Is it big? I personally would think that they're going to give us some validation, but that it's not going to be like huge. But let's see what we get. So this UFO report. Oh, Knight of Wands. It's too cute. That looks like a UFO kind of in spirit, this Knight of Wands. Something new, something flying through the skies. So I think maybe they'll have more footage, or maybe the cards are just saying this is what we're reading on. Here they are. It's too cute. Flying through the skies. I kept feeling more and more on this card and wanted to add how the Knight of Wands is passionate but with a strong purpose. And that seems important to say. There's a reason, a desire, a goal from the other side or from them. Like, while these displays are friendly and fun, like waving from the sky, there is more of a purpose to it. And I think I get to some of that in this reading as I go. And one other word or feeling I get from this card is energy, like energy powered. And you always hear how these craft move in ways that suggest advanced energy technology. And I definitely feel that in this card, which is really fun and exciting. And it makes me wonder if that's part of what they want to share with us by first displaying it in the skies for all of us to see. Oh, King of Swords. This would be the knowledge. Oh, okay. And it's covering the Knight of Wands. So we have been kept from information by those, King of Swords, by those sort of kings of the information have sort of blocked this knowledge from us. I mean, it does make me mad. I know they do it because they think they need to create order, or maybe they think they need to understand, but it bothers me. But I guess I could be glad that they're finally gonna feel compelled to get honest and tell us more. So let's see. The surface of the situation is what? Eight of Swords. Interesting. This would be like self-imposed restrictions, feeling a bit trapped, imprisoned. You know, I mean, you could definitely read that as they're sort of have to. They're sort of, but it's like, this is also a card of not really moving. So maybe it's explaining that at the surface, the information has been kept. It's giving us like the bigger picture. It hasn't been able to, you know, I just feel the information being sort of trapped within confines that can't get out. It's almost like redacted, like this is like redacted information, like, no, you can't see. You know what I mean? So maybe, and that's where we are now. So I think whatever our near future is going to be what comes out next month. So let's see what we get beneath the surface. Page of Wands. This is a joyful card. A page is a very small, you know, it's like a child, a passionate child, a passionate idea. When I feel this card with this card, it's almost like this is rising, and the confines are gonna have to be popped right off by this rising energy, which is probably us. We're out there with our cell phones, or we're just like, we're ready to know more about the world. We're ready. This could also be the younger, I've been hearing on certain channels, you know, like Sterling, Psychic Sterling, who's so great. I also have been wanting to recommend a channel I've been enjoying called Suzanne Lie, Suzannnelie, one word. She and her co-host friend share messages from the Arcturians, and it's very meditative and positive and kind of a cool vibe. I've been loving it, so I just wanted to share that, and this seems like the perfect time to do it. And I'm getting like a big buzz in my head on this, that the actual children being born now are sort of like much more open to this, and they're like almost like aware. It's like, how can we think that we're alone? Like, of course, like the children know or something. So maybe even the government knows that the children are going to be changing the world, and it's time for the confines to come off. Let's see what we have in the past. This is so fun and joyful too. It does make me think maybe they're just going to give a little bit though, because page is a small thing, but it wouldn't surprise me. Some people might need to take these things little by little. You know, the religion. I always think as long as they want to keep religion strong, it's hard to start to put out information on aliens or, you know, galaxy stuff. Although I was pointing out to my husband, really, there are certain ways you can interpret the Bible to really mean that there are visitors from the stars that have helped these people throughout the ages. We have a Queen of Coins upside down in the past. I'm getting so much heat in my head right now. It's so interesting. Strength in the future. Strength. Interesting. Let's see what else. I feel like I glossed over the fact that we got a strength card in the near future here, so I would expect this report to be strong with strong evidence, like at least the top story of the day. So I think it will be a fun day to watch the news, and again, I'm getting heat in my head on that, which to me I read as an energetic affirmation. Sometimes I like to get them all out before and like sort of read it as a whole to help me. Queen of Swords. I wonder if there's a woman involved in wanting this stuff released. Sadly, I remember that Hillary Clinton really wanted to release this stuff. She talked about it. And who knows? Maybe she is behind it. Seven of Coins. I think the information will come out little by little. Like the Seven of Coins, I know in this card, this deck is a little different. It's sort of like fairy tales and legends. But I mean, this card is about like watching a garden grow. So it's like, you know, it doesn't all come up at once. You get one piece of fruit, then another and another, and it grows and it grows. Watching back, since this is in the position of the current environment, I'd say that there's such an abundance of evidence already out there that continues to grow, like as we speak. So maybe there is an actual uptick in activity lately as well, which would help answer the why now question. And I am wondering if there's something about the fire, though, in this specific card. This could be a concern for the Earth. You know, I know we have like global warming happening. If we're trying to understand. And I have heard lately a lot of the message that they have for us is about taking care of the Earth. So maybe it's a concern for the global warming. And wanting, and like, what is it going to take for us to understand that we need to take care of our Earth? So let's see what else we get here in Hopes and Fears. Okay. The Emperor. You know, I wonder if this is, put it this way, anyone who is president when these sorts of things come out, the people who don't trust that president, the hope is that everybody will just trust Biden. Like for me, I did not trust Trump. And if any of this stuff, anything that came out under Trump, I'd wonder what's the agenda here. Hopes and fears. I think a lot of the fear is losing men losing power if people believe there's a bigger power. That is what has kept, I think, a lot of this information locked up. This is a like very earthy card to me. Earthly power. Hopes and fears. I just feel it's relating to the patriarchy, those in power wanting to maintain their power. And actually it's also like, I mean, we've got Biden now and he's ready. Like, this isn't upside down. So it's not corrupt or anything. I think maybe people just thought they were doing the right thing. And maybe they're like, it's time to open up this information to the people under Biden. And it feels like in this position, almost like an emperor energy being, feeling humbled in this position, and ready to sort of say, like, there's more. There's more out there. We're not the only ones. We don't know everything. There are some who have wisdom and understanding. And the Wheel of Fortune, it's just the time. And this is a powerful card too. The whole world turns. Oh. And the Tower. The Wheel of Fortune with the Tower. The Six of Coins is like traditionally like the handing out of coins. Yeah, so we're gonna get some information. I mean, obviously they're gonna put out a report, but we will get something out of it. It will change our perspective on things. And the Tower, it could be a big deal. I mean, this is no small deal. And it could scare people. Yeah, there are some people who might feel a little bit afraid of this. This is wanting to keep boundaries and be protected. So there could be some of that, but I would say it's not going to be I do think it's just the beginning though. You know, the Wheel of Fortune, it starts to turn. And this sort of suggests a little bit at a time. But we will definitely feel like we got something out of this report. Like, yeah, that has changed things because it's a Wheel of Fortune. And the Tower, that's wild. That tells me that, like, as time goes by, there will be more coming out that will, you know, the Tower is a crumbling of, like, the systems of basically how we see the world and what we know, or, you know, whatever system. But in this case, I would see it as we have this tower built of this is the world, and it's enough that ultimately we'll have to let a lot of that crumble and see things differently. And this kind of brings you to that global warming too, or like Earth changes. So there might be a reason that we need for this timing also. It's like storms and stuff. Just a lot of change I'm feeling here, yeah. And strength, by the way, I don't even know if I discussed this card. Strength would say there's a lot of strong evidence. And so if we have here, it's being contained, I would say that that what they have is strong, and they are going to give us some of it, and the world's going to change. We're there. It's time. This Queen of Coins upside down, I hadn't looked at. So a Queen of Coins would be an earthy woman upside down. This just feels like wisdom, again, that has been contained. I wonder, this brings me to like natives, you know, what am I trying to say? Like indigenous cultures. It's like they knew, maybe this is why religion tried to just really, and like certain patriarchies really tried to muffle some of that information and wisdom because they knew. So there, I think there might be interesting if some of that, I don't know that it's not going to come out in this report, but, and this is also could be like sort of the ability, there have been those who have communicated with those beings, and they are sort of maybe aboriginal or earthy wise men and women. I know coins usually means money, but it can also, like, it's taking me to earthiness for this. So I just think that there's something to that. I almost wonder if the government has actually used these sort of abilities and we just don't know about it, which is wild. And strength moving forward. So I say, yeah, the answer is expect that there's strong evidence, and they have a lot. The energy is ready for it. The UFOs are there. The aliens are there. They want to play. They want to talk. They want to chat. It's just this King of Swords is sort of standing in the way. And Queen of Swords, you know, who's this? Is there a woman in charge of this report? Or there's someone with a great deal of knowledge and information that's at the forefront of this and helping this come out. The emperors are afraid. Are we going to lose our power? But it's time. Wheel of Fortune. It's time. It could shatter some people's understanding of the world and reality, but that can be good. A tower can be good and necessary when it's time to grow up. And so that's my read on that. I'm looking forward to that report and for more truth and awakening for us all. It's very exciting times. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.